Alexa, start a 30-minute timer.
30 minutes, starting now.
Okay, so we're filling it up with a green mixture of 50/50 PG/VG, and we're gonna let it wick. The plan is, number one, to see which one wicks to the top first for the fastest capillary action, and then item number two is, after 30 minutes, I will weigh each wick to see how much fluid is being held in the fiber. I am starting with exactly 0.11 grams of each fiber, and the coils you see are 3mm ID. Basically, they're industrial springs like you would find in a ballpoint pen or a fountain pen, but I felt they very closely simulated a simulated a coil. So I'm going to let the video run at least until we see the capillary part. Then I'm going to stop the video, and after the 30-minute timer is up, I will go ahead and weigh with a fair degree of accuracy, 0.01 gram accuracy. And I do have calibration tare weights that I will use on the scale prior to doing this. Actually, I used the calibration weights before I weighed the fiber. And if we are going from left to right, I'm going to say number two looks like it's in the lead. Hard to say, but I think number four is probably second. But it's close. I think number two is pulling way ahead, though, because I can already see number two halfway up the coil. And again, this is a 50/50 mixture, PG/VG, with a little bit of green food coloring. No nick. Didn't want to waste the nick. And at this point, I'm going to say number two is still in the lead, and I'm actually thinking number three is pulling ahead at the moment. I think it's a little bit further up the coil. It's hard to tell because I got so much lighting on this for the video that it's hard for me to see past the glare in person. Each wick was approximately 1.5 inches long. And I did properly fluff the wicks. The KGD wick, I did peel off the too thin outside layers and just used the cotton that was inside. All right, we got number 2 already at the top of the coil. I think just for brevity, I'm going to stop this video at 10 minutes. We're 6 minutes and 20 seconds in right now. I'm going to stop it at 10 minutes. It's pretty obvious what the capillary is doing. I want to see what number 2 is. I'm real curious on that. Obviously, number 1 in capillary is wick number 2. And it looks to me like wick number 3 is probably number 2 in capillary. Now, I said 30 minutes. If at the end of 30 minutes, if I don't have good green color at the top of all 4 of the wicks, I'll extend the time further. Right, the 30-minute timer was just an estimate on my part. Looks like wick number 4 is getting up to the top of the coil now. Matter of fact, wick number 4 might even be passing wick number 3 at this point. Wick number 1 doesn't seem to be in the lead. At this point in time, I would call wick number 1 last. So All right, I'm getting ready to stop the video. At this moment, I would say that wick number 2, which has green almost up to the very top of the wick, wick number 2 is the best in capillary. Wick number 4 appears to be second place. Wick number 3, third place, and wick number 1 appears to be last. I will take pictures at certain points hereafter.